Day marker, Blue Beetle review, guys. Let's get right to it. Action. What's going on, Alamo City Movie Talk fans? As always, I am your host, Ryan T. aka Ryan680.
I'm Angela Ange.
And this is Alamo City Movie Talk. Movie Talk for movie fans, guys, to be moved right into your ears, devices. Thank you for making us a part of your day. If you have not already, guys, be sure to like, share, subscribe. Hit that subscribe notification to get notified for movie reviews. In this case, trailer reactions. We got a lot of stuff planned out, guys, for you, for the Movie Talk channel here. And be on the lookout as well. We will be having a themed podcast starting in September, ladies and gentlemen. So we got a themed podcast coming out with our friends over with Trey and Kristen who joined the team. So that's going to be really exciting, guys. But Angela, what are we talking about today?
So we are talking about, this is a movie that I feel like I've been waiting for a while now.
Yeah.
So, Latino superhero Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle, ladies and gentlemen, tells of an alien scarab chooses college graduate Jaime Reyes, symbiotic host, bestowing the teenager with a suit of armor that's capable of extraordinary and unpredictable powers, forever changing his destiny as he becomes a superhero known as Blue Beetle, guys. This is DC's film, of course, before the James Gunn era. What did you think of this film? You know, I know we were kind of going in a little bit. There was advertising for this a bunch. It was everywhere. I mean, it was nonstop. I saw YouTube ads for it. I saw a lot of advertising for this film. But what did you think of this movie coming out of here?
So I had a lot of high hopes for this. For me, I felt this film met and exceeded those expectations. For me, I know not everyone, can care for it or whatever, but I really enjoyed the humor. I enjoyed the little aspects of Latino culture that were like put in here. I love the actors and actresses. Oh my gosh. Like, I am obsessed with the main actor. I really want to see him in more projects. And this is, I really do. I think he did such a good job. He was phenomenal. Yeah. I know I've seen a couple other familiar faces in the family, but he was really the breakout star, and I want to see him do more and she hasn't. I just want to, sorry to interrupt you, but I do want to establish here and acknowledge that she actually has not seen him or seen Cobra Kai. This is coming from an actor from Cobra Kai and everything, which started his mark in Cobra Kai. So yeah, I mean, this has to get you interested at least into the show now, I would say. I'm not into Karate Kid, but but I gotta say, I think not just him, I think the whole cast did such a great job. I know, like I said, there's familiar faces. One being George Lopez. I think he was really the major star in that cast, and I liked his humor. Like, I've always liked his humor, and I know you're a little bit particular with that. I thought he was so funny in this one as the uncle, the weird, crazy uncle. Yeah, I thought he was so funny. I thought all the cast was great and funny. The grandma, Nana, she was so great. I really liked the story, where it went, the pace of it, the way it was written and directed, and all the characters and everything. I think it was a very well done movie. I mean, I loved it, and again, I really liked the representation it brought to the screen. It was great to see. I don't know, what do you think? Yeah, so going into a DC movie, it's very I'm very critique, especially I hold it low expectations because it's a DC property and everything. So I'm gonna elaborate a little bit more so on that, is the fact that I want it to be great. I go with high expectations for any DC property because of the fact that I'm a huge DC fan. I guess people like to say, oh, well, you're biased. Not really, because I hold it more accountable than Marvel movies. If that makes any sense to you guys, I don't know. But I would hold it more criteria there. But, this movie, is directed by Angel Soto here. And he is, by all means, I do want to emphasize that great human being, Angel Soto, is actually been marketing the hell out of this movie. He is everywhere. He actually showed up at the premiere yesterday in Hollywood. He showed up at the premiere, and he acknowledged that Xolo Maridueña, the actresses, they know they had a small red carpet. The only one that was there was a director. And he showed up with the little face of Xolo Maridueña saying, cute. Yeah, and I thought that was awesome. That was just, he was like, they're heroes. They're heroes right now because of the fact that there's just a strike happening. There is a strike happening. If you did not know, SAG and everything. We're not going to talk about that on this show, but there is a strike happening. But he's been everywhere, all over the world. He went from Puerto Rico. He was just in Austin. He was in New York. He's L.A. He came here. He's been everywhere across this country, along with Puerto Rico, U.S. territory, Puerto Rico. But it's crazy because
he's done a great job marketing this movie by himself. So I do want to acknowledge that. Kudos to you, man. What a great human being you are, and what a great person you are.
Well, it just shows that he believes in this film.
Yeah, he believes in it.
And I
do want to emphasize, regardless of what we think or what I think of the movie, regardless of what you think, if you think my opinion is crap, that's fine. If whatever, I don't care. But the fact is that he is a great human being. He's a great person, and he wants that Latino representation, just like we do, just like everyone. And so I do want to acknowledge that before getting to this review. This is a good movie. It's a good, solid film on its own. If it doesn't, that's the thing too, is that this movie, it's a superhero movie, right? But I love it. The only thing I love about this movie, and correct me if I'm wrong, the only thing I love about this movie, it doesn't really connect to a franchise per se. Like, there's hints, but there's not like Marvel movies where like, oh yeah, this person shows up or this person shows up.
Which I liked.
Yeah, but by the way, there's 2 end credit scenes if you haven't known that already. But which is great because it doesn't leave it to where like, oh yeah, we have to connect it to Batman. We have to connect it to Wonder Woman like Marvel is. They have to connect. Every movie's like, we have to have an end credits. You have to connect to something. But this one, these 2 end credit scenes, actually, they leave you with the cliffhanger, but it's like more cliffhanger, but it's more so the fact that it's its own, and almost it's its own franchise, right? I mean, it feels like it in its own way. But regardless needs to say, I thought this was a really good, solid film. Now, is this the best movie of the year? No. Is this gonna be my top 10? Probably not, sadly, But I want to give acknowledgement, of course, to the cast. The cast did a fantastic job. Alec, who played Jaime Reyes, Xolo Maridueña, was great. His first feature film to be a DC hero, holy moly, that is fantastic. That is a huge accomplishment. And again, we go back to where it is a good, solid film. Becky G was in here too as well. We saw, the guy that played his dad, Damien, which is a character played by Alberto Reyes, which is the grandfather. He did a really good job in here. I mean, there's a lot of actors and actresses. Of course, the one that stood out, of course, it's going to stand up to everybody. And she already knows it's going to be George Lopez, guys. And he steals the show in a way to where it's like a supporting role. If that makes any sense. I know some people do that, but because of George Lopez, he's such a big name, a big, outstanding name. You kind of thought, in my perspective, I kind of thought he was going to take over the movie, not in a bad way, just be like, oh hey, I'm George Lopez, but he was doing it in his own right. He had his own special laughing LOL LMAO moments. He had those special moments here, and I enjoyed them. I'm not gonna lie. Now the comedy gets a little too silly for my cup of tea. It was kind of reaching the realm, not that realm yet, but it was reaching almost to the realm of Thor: Love and Thunder, which I hate to say it, but I hated that movie. And whether you loved it or not, that's great if you did, but I just disliked it. And this is me saying that Thor is one of my favorite characters of the Marvel Universe. But going back into this, Nana was funny. Melissa, which is, I gotta say, this film is solid. It's a solid, good film. I still had a fun time in the theater watch. There's a lot of Hispanic, Mexico heritage here. There's a lot of heritage in here, and I love that because it's so relatable towards us. It's so relatable. The Vicks under the nose we mentioned in our out of theater reaction. There's a lot of Latino representation here, which I loved.
Plus also, it's very big on family, which I feel is very big in our culture.
And that's the thing too. This film really emphasizes a lot on family, relies on family to help support, because this is a new superhero. So that was I was be like, well, he has to fail at some point, just like all superhero movies. He has to fail at some point. He has to rely on family. And it is kind of predictable because there's no one other superhero. There's no one else. Like, who are they going to get? And so it was kind of predictable in those moments.
I thought the story and the character art and character development, it wasn't just, Jaime. Like, of course, he has to have character development. He's the main character. But I felt it extended to certain members of his family, like his uncle, his sister, the main cord, the daughter, the beneficiary of the inheritance. I feel like it extended to a lot of people. They all had their own little sort of character arcs, if you will. And it was a short film to put all those stories into motion. I think it was done very well. Could it have been better? Sure, yeah. Do I agree it's the best movie of the year? No, of course not. But I think as what we got, I really, really enjoyed it, and I would see it again. I would encourage people to see it again.
Of course.
And I think it was I respectfully disagree. I think it's written pretty well. I cried like a baby certain episode or certain scenes. I know, but that's you.
It takes a little more emotional grasp to and there's movies plenty of movies where I cry. I can name them off the top of my head. And Pixar is one of them. Pixar just knows how to make people cry. And but I really enjoyed it. I think it's a really, like you say, solid film. I loved it. Again, I love the cast. I love the way the story was told. Yeah. I have to respectfully disagree with you. Okay. No, you're good. You're good. What was this? Was this film we deserved? Yes. I'm going to say, yeah, definitely. This definitely needed to come out. But again, though, I do want to emphasize, this is not the start of James Gunn's universe, guys. This is not the start. I know a lot of people, I'm still reading it all, and people are still thinking this is the start. This is not the start. It's Superman Legacy, guys, that starts this James Gunn universe. But even more so, I think people are like, well, that's the issue here that kind of fell, that's going to reach that realm to where Shazam 2, was the fact that, why am I going to go see it if it's not part of James Gunn's universe? There's no point. It's just, you're going to go see a movie. And a lot of arguments was that. That's why Shazam lost over $100 million in the box. It lost a lot of money.
Which is saying, because it's not a bad film either. I think it's not definitely not as good as the first one. Yeah, sure. Yeah. But was it a bad film? I don't think so. It had a stellar cast too.
But it's because of the fact that they're like, oh no, I'm not going to go see it because it's not part of the next
franchise. That's baloney. Yeah. So
and this could
a lot of people worked hard on that film, and I think it deserves. And at least to be seen.
A lot of people worked hard on this one as well, and that's the thing too. That's the battle it's gonna have to fight in the box office. Are people really gonna go see? It's gonna be a great word of mouth for it. And just like us, I enjoyed the movie. I did. There's a lot of funny moments in here. Granted, it's just a little bit overbearing on certain realms. I know Angela's like, no, I don't know what he's talking about. It's funny. Yeah, it is funny. I was laughing.
It's silly. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be on certain films, but it's not cheesy. Yeah. I know what you're trying to say. Yeah. Thor: Love and Thunder was a little bit too much. Do I feel this way for this film? No. Yeah. Was it?
It was just too like, how the hell?
It's a humor. It's a humor thing. Yeah. Either that's your type of humor, or
that's not. Or more so, like, how did he know how to start stuff? It was just kind of weird how they knew already, even though they never been in certain scenes. Without spoiling with you guys, but yeah, it just, a lot of stuff was kind of like, okay, how does he know how to do that? How does he know how to do that? How do they know how to do that?
Why? Hispanics can be smart?
I didn't say that. Yeah, but all right, guys. Rating 1 out of 10, 10 be the highest. When do you give this rating?
I personally, again, they could be fighting words, but I give it an 8 because, again, I love the cast. Yeah. I love the movie. I would see it again. Yeah. Over and over. I'd take my parents to see it. I'd recommend people to see it. So it was a very, very good film for one of the first Latino superheroes we've seen on big screen. Yeah, it was done very well in my opinion.
Yeah, besides Zorro, but yeah.
Is he a superhero? Like a comic book superhero?
Not a superhero, but
he is a hero though, and Antonio Banderas still got it.
Yeah, still got it. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I'm gonna have to give a solid. I'm gonna give a solid 6.5. A little bit above average rating here. I just, again, we go back to where there's a lot of fun moments in here. I'm not going to lie. There's a lot of fun moments in here. I enjoyed this film. But at the same time, though, it's just that critique, the DC property. I'm all like, okay, it needs to reach that level of cleverness and everything, and I just feel like it didn't get me emotionally. I know it got you. It didn't get me in that emotional grasp, but I gotta say, Xolo Maridueña, dude, holy moly, this guy's an up and comer. I cannot wait to see what else he's gonna be a part of in the future films, and hopefully he will be Blue Beetle for the James Gunn, because I'm excited to see him more now in the James Gunn universe. Definitely excited for that.
I am excited to see what James Gunn has to have, and I do want him to, like you say, cast Xolo as Blue Beetle going forward in this new universe. So I'm really hoping he's going to keep. Yeah, I hope so. Please, James Gunn. Don't make too many changes. I gotta say, I overall really recommend people check out this film. Yeah, I think give it a chance. Support the people who made this film. Yes, it's going to be a great film. I think you'll enjoy it. It's very, it's very like.
Family oriented. It's
really family oriented. It has a great takeaway message. Family is very important to people. Of course. So I think a lot of y'all are going to be surprised about this.
Yeah, definitely. I think most of moviegoers are going to have a fun time with this, but knowing that it is actually projected to make about $30 million in opening weekend, which is not good for a blockbuster film, which is kind of whatever, but it could have some legs. You never know. It might be the Barbie that has some legs. You never know. And we still saw people watching Barbie that night.
We still saw a lot of people watching Barbie.
It's crazy. If Barbie beats Blue Beetle, I'm all like, dude. I mean, come on. It's not gonna.
I don't think you can compare though, like, cause.
But if it does, that's what I'm saying. Blue Beetle should be number 1 this weekend. But if Barbie beats it, oh, dude, there's just no way. It's gonna lose money. And that's the thing too. Blue Beetle cost $125 million, dude, and you only make $30 million. Like, dude, you're losing almost $100. And that's not even including marketing.
Projected. Yeah. Again, we still have a lot of time. It's gonna open this weekend, so go support this film.
But remember, guys, this film actually originally was supposed to come out on HBO Max or Max now, and it was so good that the people that powers that be that were before James Gunn was before the merge of Discovery, they decided, you know what, let's make it into a film. And it was already set, it was already done into an actual theoretical cut, theoretical release. And so that was already done. So DC, James Gunn, Discovery, they were just like, let's just release it. We liked it. We think it's going to do good. And so that's what they expect out of here. But yeah, I'll leave it at that, guys. All right, thank you so much for making us a part of your day. As always, I'm your host, Ryan D. You can call Ryan680, guys. And do check out this movie. We do recommend this film, guys, to every single moviegoers out there. Go watch this film and put in comments down below. Did you love this movie? Did you hate it? Put in comments down below, guys. Let us know on the comments. And thank you for making us a part of your day. I'm Ryan D.
I'm Angela.
And it's Alamo City Movie Talk, guys. Stay safe, San Antonio. Peace.